Your life may be about to change forever. Don't waste another second without knowing the spiritual revelation that transformed the story of millions. This is the time to discover the truth that can free you from destructive emotions and bring the peace that you so much seek. Watch now and feel the immediate impact. Life's journey is filled with challenges and adversities that often lead us to question our purpose and our ability to overcome obstacles. However, there is a transforming power that can guide and strengthen us: spiritual revelation. This revelation, grounded in biblical stories, has the potential to change your life forever. It teaches us about self-control, fortitude, and overcoming destructive emotions, offering a deep and motivating vision for our existence. In our search for the meaning of life, we find in Bible stories a treasure trove of wisdom and inspiration. The book of Proverbs reminds us, "The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom, and the knowledge of the Holy One is understanding." Proverbs 9 verse 10. This fundamental truth guides us to look within ourselves and seek a deeper connection with the divine. As we reflect on the stories of figures like Moses, David, and Daniel, we are reminded that true strength does not lie in external circumstances, but in faith and the courage to face the unknown. Moses, for example, led the Israelites out of Egypt, trusting fully in God's promises, even in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles. Job's life is a powerful testimony of resilience and unwavering faith. Job faced immense loss and unspeakable suffering, but his trust in God never wavered. He declared, "Though he kill me, I will wait in him." Job 13 verse 15. This example teaches us that even in the darkest moments we can find strength and hope as we surrender to divine power. In Paul's words to the Corinthians, we find another source of encouragement. "For when I am weak, then I am strong." 2 Corinthians 12 verse 10. This paradox reveals that our true strength comes from humility and dependence on God. As we recognize our limitations and trust in divine grace, we are empowered to meet any challenge with renewed courage. Self-control is a central virtue in Bible stories. Jesus, in his time on earth, demonstrated self-control in numerous situations, resisting temptations and maintaining his divine mission. In the wilderness, when tempted by the devil, Jesus answered firmly, "It is written, man shall not live on bread alone, but on every word that comes out of the mouth of God." Matthew 4 verse 4. This example shows us that spiritual discipline and self-control are essential to our journey of faith. Through self-control, we are able to overcome destructive emotions like anger, envy, and fear. The book of Galatians encourages us, "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, long-suffering, kindness, goodness, faith, meekness, temperance." Galatians 5 verses 22 to 23. By cultivating these fruits in our lives, we create an environment of peace and harmony, allowing us to live according to divine principles. Destructive emotions are an inevitable part of human experience, but spiritual revelation offers us the means to overcome them. In the story of Cain and Abel, we see the tragic consequences of envy and resentment. God warned Cain, "If you do well, will you not be accepted? And if you do not do well, sin lies at the door, and upon you will be his desire, but over him you must dominate." Genesis 4 verse 7. This warning is a reminder that we have the power to control our emotions and choose the path of good. Jesus also taught us about forgiveness, a powerful tool to overcome hatred and resentment. When Peter asked how many times he should forgive, Jesus replied, "I do not tell you that up to 7, but up to 70 times 7. Matthew 18 verse 22. This teaching challenges us to practice unconditional forgiveness, freeing us from the chains of destructive emotions and allowing us to live in peace. Faith is the foundation of our spiritual journey. The story of Abraham, the father of faith, inspires us to trust in God's promises, even when everything seems impossible. By faith, Abraham, when called, obeyed, going to a place that was to receive by inheritance, and went out, not knowing where he was going. Hebrews 11 verse 8. This example encourages us to take steps of faith, trusting that God will guide and provide us in every situation. Hope is equally essential. In the book of Jeremiah, we find a promise of hope for the future, I know what thoughts I have about you, saith the Lord, thoughts of peace and not evil, to give you the end that you desire. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. This promise reminds us that regardless of current circumstances, we can trust that God has a good plan for our lives. Spiritual revelation teaches us about the importance of unity and collaboration. Paul, in his letter to the Ephesians, exhorts us to keep the unity of the Spirit by the bond of peace. Ephesians 4 verse 3. This call to unity challenges us to overcome divisions and work together to achieve a greater purpose. The diversity of gifts and talents is a blessing to be celebrated. In 1 Corinthians, Paul describes the church as a body with many members, each with a unique function. For as the body is one, and has many members, and all members, being many, are one body, so is Christ. 1 Corinthians 12 verse 12. This metaphor teaches us that although we are different, each of us has a vital role to play in God's work. Love is the supreme commandment that permeates all Scripture. Jesus summed up the law and the prophets in 2 commandments. You shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your thought. This is the first and great commandment. And the second, like this, is, you shall love your neighbor as yourself. Matthew 22 verses 37 to 39. This call to unconditional love challenges us to live selflessly and compassionately, reflecting God's character in all our actions. The Apostle John also reminds us, he who does not love does not know God, because God is love. 1 John 4 verse 8. As we practice love in our daily lives, we are living witnesses of God's presence in the world. Love transforms relationships, heals wounds, and builds bridges where before there were divisions. Spiritual revelation based on biblical stories is a beacon that illuminates our path, guiding us to a life of self-control, fortitude, and overcoming destructive emotions. As we delve into the wisdom contained in the Scriptures, we find inspiration and encouragement to face the challenges of life with courage and faith. As a philosopher obscured by the depth of divine knowledge, I invite you to embark on this journey of self-discovery and transformation. Allow Bible stories to reveal your true potential, empowering you to live a life of purpose and meaning. By embracing this spiritual revelation, you will discover that true strength lies in faith, love, and hope, transforming your life forever. May this message resonate in your heart and inspire you to seek a deeper connection with the divine, living according to the eternal principles that have been revealed to us. Always remember, I can do anything in Him who strengthens me. Philippians 4 verse 13. May your life be a living testimony to the transforming power of faith and spiritual revelation.